Hey, good afternoon. I am on the Ozark Trail, just getting started. It's Friday afternoon, and it's September 17th. I'm going to take this little part of the 11 Points Ozark Trail and then connect up with the Between the Rivers Trail. And it's going to take me all the way there and back by Sunday. My typical weekender thing. Go as far as I can on Friday. Sorry, I'm huffing puffing already. I'm going uphill. And then back on Sunday. I'll keep you posted when I get some sights, some views. Well, I'm about a quarter of a mile in. And I see this guy in the middle of the road here. You just stay right there, buddy. I'm going to come over here on this side. You keep your distance and I'll keep mine. What do you think? We good? You and me? Best buds? We're good, right? All right, you stay there. Anyway, so this part of the trail goes up this road for about a mile, like maybe half mile or a mile, something like that. And then it cuts off to the left. Last time I was on this trail, I did a day hike back in, I think, May of last year, 2020. And I didn't take a pack or anything, just took a lunch and walked back 6 or 7 miles and back out to the road. So this time I decided I would go down and finish this part of the trail and connect up with that Between the Rivers Trail and just see where that goes. I understand you got to do a little more water carry on that part of the trail because it doesn't touch down by the river, whereas this one does. So I think my goal today, Friday, is to get down to this little feeder creek that feeds into the 11 Points River and set my camp up there. And if my memory is right, that should be about 6 miles. So here we are, coming up to the top of this little hill, and I think pretty close here it cuts off into the woods pretty close by here. Right now, just trees. The weather's about 85, 86 degrees. A little overcast. Forecast calls for rain tomorrow and Sunday, so let's see how that goes. I didn't bring any rain gear. I brought a rain cover for my pack if I need to. And last time I went hiking in the rain, I wore a rain suit, or rain pants and rain jacket, and I got so hot. I finally just took it off and walked in the rain. That's what I'm planning to do this time. If it rains, I'll just get wet. It's warm. It's not freezing. And if I put that plastic stuff on, I know I'll just sweat and get wet anyway. So might as well just take it off or not put it on. So we'll see. Anyway, it's quiet out here. Just got to remember to keep my eyes open for snakes down in this area. I think we have more snakes here than they do in places where I've hiked before. And I permethrined my clothes, so I should have protection from the ticks and chiggers. Last time I went over in the buffalo, I got eat up by chiggers. And so not happy, not looking forward to that. So I put lots of DEET on and got my clothes, my socks, shirt, pants all sprayed with permethrin, let it dry out yesterday. So it should be good. But you know, when you backpack down in the south, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Georgia, and all those places, it gets muggy, it gets hot, and it gets buggy. There's Little creek down there. There's a little cemetery right there. I don't remember coming by this. Maybe I did. It's an old cemetery back here. Some graves there. My grandparents are buried in a cemetery like this. It's just all, well, not my grandparents, my great-grandparents. Well, I guess my grandmother and my great-grandparents are buried in a cemetery very similar to this, which is just way back in the woods and nobody keeps it up. Looks like somebody's weed eating this one at least and keeping it clean. Looks like there's about maybe 10 markers in this little grave right here, gravesite. But I think I went past the turnoff to the trail. Check and see. All right, there it is. I missed it. I don't know if it was right about where I saw that snake. Probably was. Distracted me. All right, so head on back up this way now. The trail looks in pretty good shape. I think it's been some rain here, so it's kind of looks like a little runoff down the trail. If it rains this weekend, it'll probably be a stream coming down this trail. I remember this sign from last year when I was here, the Upland Trail and the river route. And I think I hiked here 3 times last year. Once I took the river route, and twice I took the upland route, which goes around the mountain that way. This one goes down, but it goes by the river. So this is the way I'm going today. And I am battling spiders again. I guess that's my nemesis. But, you know, it's the South, it's Missouri, and they like to build their webs across the trail. So you just got to keep your eye out for them. Keep brush them away with your trekking poles. This is getting ready to go uphill here, so I'm going to turn this off and I'll catch you when I get down the road a little ways. It was really overgrown in there down by the river. The river's just maybe, I can hear it out there, maybe 100 feet. This is the trail. And when it gets close to the river, I guess the water, moisture and stuff just makes the foliage just grow up. I have a real hard time following the trail. It's not well blazed. I've had to use my All Trails map app to find the trail a few times. But, you know, when it's like this, you can see an indentation where the trail is there, but sometimes that's not there. This is like going through the jungle. George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree. Oh, there's a blaze. See? Woohoo! Yeah, I got off trail just a minute ago. I was down closer to the water and I realized I was off the trail. I had to backtrack a little bit and go up the hill and find it. So it's always a little reassuring when you see one of those blazes, but they're not as prevalent as like on the Ozark Highlands Trail. You can usually within 100 yards, 200 yards at least, at most, you can find a blaze. Here, not so much. You just got to kind of trust yourself and keep going until you either get convinced that you're not on the trail, or eventually you find a blaze somewhere. Spider web. Georgia, the jungle, bright as he can be. I've only fallen one time. It was because it was overgrown, and kind of like this right here, where there's a rock right there, and I couldn't see it because it was all grass, and a rock over here. So I put my foot here and then kind of twisted like that and fell uphill. But no big deal. I'm a young man. I can take stuff like that. He waits for the laughter to die down. And up we go. Up we go. Into the wild green yonder. So I've been walking about, let's see, almost 3 hours. I took about a 15-minute break down by a little creek. Got my water, filtered some water, and got some snacks out to eat. I haven't eaten them yet, because it's kind of hard to eat in this jungle. You're not getting a spider web in your food. But I'll probably stop up here in a few minutes, have a little snack, and then I plan to hike on until about 6:30-ish. Around 6, I'll start looking for a flat spot. I got plenty of water, so I don't need a water source to camp by, but I will need water for tomorrow, because I think the other trail, the Between the Rivers trail, from what I understand, there's not a lot of water available. However, it is supposed to rain tomorrow, so the creeks may be running. Who knows? I may have more water than I want tomorrow. Oop. There you are, right there, right in the middle of the trail. Just walking along, and I find a hard hat from the TVFD. What do you think TV is? Tennessee Valley. Something Valley Fire Department. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there in case they come back. Okay, I'm walking down the trail and I see Mr. Armadillo. He's right over there. See him go? There he goes. There he goes. He ran right into that log, straight in. Oh, man. I saw another one a little farther back. I mean, he scared me. I scared him. He was right on the side of the trail. He went running off into the bushes. I finally saw what he was after I had a mini heart attack. But those animals are so dumb. The reason that so many of them get killed out on the road is if they're crossing the road and you swerve maybe a little bit to miss them, and you miss them, they will turn around and run right back under the tire like they were clear and free. You missed them with the front tire, they'll turn around and run right back into the back tire. I have hit a couple like that where I missed them and they said, "Oh no, you don't, you're gonna hit me," and went right back. There's a little creek right there. I'm thinking about this might be camp for the night. What time is it? It's almost 5. A nice little creek here. I could stop here for the night. Let me see where the trail goes. If there's anything flat around here. So I think tomorrow's going to be a pretty dry day in terms of finding water sources. So I'm thinking I might camp here tonight, somewhere close by to here, and find a little flat spot, maybe on the other side of the creek, or maybe on up here a little ways. Over there on the other side of that creek, on the other side, little sandbar over there might be just ideal. Got water, so I can cook and drink and camel up tonight, and then tomorrow take off. And I'm about 4 or 5 hours right now. About 4, well, let's see, 1 till 5, about 4 hours from the road right here. So I wouldn't want to camp here Saturday night, because that means I would only have 4 hours on Sunday hiking. So I think I will maybe camp here tonight and then go forward tomorrow, maybe about 3 hours. Yeah. And find another spot, and then continue on after that. Find the spot that I'm going to camp, but I'll go on past it. And then when I come back for Saturday night, tomorrow afternoon, I'll camp at that spot that I find. It's about 3 hours from here. And that means on Sunday I would get up and I'll have about a 7-hour hike back out to the road. I think I might do that. But yeah, this might work right here. I don't want to sleep on those rocks, but maybe I can find a spot over in that grass there. Let's see what's over here a little farther up. I don't know if I want to camp on the sandbar, because if it does start pouring down rain, the creek could rise. Will run me out. But maybe over in that grassy area right over there, that might just work. And I could cross right there where it's kind of narrow. Maybe. Let's take a look and see what else is over here. I sure don't have much of a trail here. And it looks like the trail may be going away from, it looks like it's going away from that creek. So I'm going to do it. I think I better do it right here. I think this will be my camp for the night. That's a pretty little creek. I don't know what it's called. I don't know where I'm gonna cross. I could take my shoes off and just cross, I guess. Barefoot. I think I can get out on that sandbar. I don't know if I could jump that with my pack on or not. How deep is it? It's probably over my boots. And I don't want to get my socks wet. All right. I'm going to sit down here and take my shoes off, go across the creek, and pick you up on the other side. It is, what time is it? It is about 8 o'clock. Oh, totally dark out here because I'm sitting out here by the river, by the stream, and it's all mountains and trees on both sides. I didn't get very good satellite coverage, so I couldn't even really get a hold of Pat to tell her, I had set up camp. I had to walk up the trail a little ways to even get a satellite signal to send her a message. But anyway, I made camp at the little creek and had my dinner. I made a tiny little campfire here just to sit here, and I'm actually listening to an audio book, relaxing, looking at the stars. So it was a good day. The temperature was nice. It wasn't too hot. It was very overgrown. It was hard day of actually walking because I got lost. Didn't get lost. I lost the trail a few times. So I didn't get lost. The trail got lost. But anyway, it's about just 8 o'clock, and I'm probably going to go to bed in about 10 minutes from now. I had my dinner. I'm going to brush my teeth. I set my tent up maybe 50 feet from here, and I put my fire over here. I've got my little can. I'll go walk down the stream, get some water, and put this fire out real good before I go to bed. Although it's kind of way out on a sandy beach, probably no problem, but I am a good Boy Scout. I will always make sure the fires are out before I go to bed. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, September 18th. Here's my tent over there, a little stream. Goes over here all the way down. Had a very restful night's sleep last night. I must have. I slept in. I woke up at 5 when I had my clock set, and it was totally dark, so I reset it for 6, and then, oh no, I'm sorry, I had it set for 6, and it was dark, so I reset it for 6:30, and 6:30 came and went, and I didn't get it till 7, about 7, a little after 7, and I looked at my phone. I had not reset it. I had just put the 6:30 in, but I didn't save it. So good thing I woke up at all, I guess. Anyway, it is morning. I just got my coffee ready here, and it's ready to drink. And then I'm going to make myself some eggs and Spam, and then I'm going to hit the trail. I think I didn't check my mileage, but I think I went about 5 miles last night, maybe 6. And like I said, I'll go about 3 hours today, find another campsite, and then mark it, and then walk on another 4 hours maybe, and turn around and come back, and then camp there, and then from that point, from where I marked my camp, I'll walk back on Sunday. It looks a little overcast today. It's supposed to rain. This is my rain camp this weekend, so we'll see how I do in the rain. I'll catch up with you a little later down the trail. Down on the bayou. Just looks like an alligator could come right up out of that swamp right now, doesn't it? Maybe in southern Arkansas, not up here in Missouri and northern Arkansas. Too cold up here for alligators. All they have up here is water moccasins and copperheads, cottonmouth, ticks, brown recluse spiders. Yep, here we are in the jungle. I just transitioned from the 11-point section of the Ozark Trail to the between the rivers section of the Ozark Trail. This one goes up higher and does not go along the river, so I expect it'll be a little bit less overgrown. Still got a few spiders on the trail, but not as many as I had over on the Buffalo Trail. This is Buffalo River Trail. This is a little bit better. And this part right here is very pleasant. Very not much elevation change. Here's one of those little birds right there. Look, see him? Right there. They put all their legs up so that things that come along the trail don't notice them as a spider, just looks like a dot. Of course, then when you mess with them, their legs all come out. All 8 of them. In my imagination, I think this is how Oregon will look. Not a lot of elevation, very green, very overgrown, and easy to walk. The Oregon part of the PCT. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. That's where a lot of people pick up some good long distance mileage days. But this is pretty good. I'm cruising along here about 2.5 miles an hour. Stopping once in a while to clear the spiders off my trekking poles as I play sword fighter with the pirates going along. That's what I look like when I'm sword fighting the spiders along the trail. On my way. Get spiders hanging all off my trekking poles, or every now and then one will come down off the brim of my hat right in front of my face. This is kind of a long downhill slope right here. Whenever I'm doing these in and outs, I always have to think about what I'm going to experience on the way back. This right here is going to be a big uphill tomorrow as I come back. And right about now, I should be looking for a place to camp tonight. I don't think I'm going to find any creeks because this is pretty far up on the mountain. Probably won't have any water, so I'll be dry camping tonight with just the water that I'm carrying. Looking for a campsite that is a little bit flat and open. There's a little turtle on the trail. Hey guy, how you doing? You're a little guy. You going somewhere? Yeah? You going on the trail? You see me standing here, don't you? Like, big guy coming on the trail. Well, at least I'm not a horse that'll step on you. A lot of turtles like that back here in Arkansas, Missouri. We always make a point if we see them crossing the road, if it's not a busy, dangerous road, stopping and helping them across the road so we don't smash them with their car. Suckers for animals, I guess. This is called Out in the Woods. Well, I decided to stop for a little while, take a break, and have some lunch. And I think I've decided, you know, when I first started yesterday, you remember the sign I pointed to that had the upland or the river walk, and I took the river route. I think on the way back, I will take the upland route. It goes up a little bit more elevation and has a little bit more less water, but I will have water by then. I'll be able to make it all the way back from there. So on Sunday, I think I'll go that way. And it should be a little bit less overgrown up there. I noticed down by the river, it gets really overgrown. So my druthers is to be up higher than down in all that overgrowth. I just as I sat down here, I just noticed all over my pants, I had these little dots. Let me see if I can show them to you. I stubbed them off and sprayed them, but see those little guys right there? Well, I picked some of them off and looked at them, and they were all alive. They're little, I don't know if those are seed ticks or chiggers or what, but they're all over my pants. So I have some permethrin with me, and my pants are coated with permethrin anyway, but I sprayed them all real good again. And then, I don't know, the other leg over here is more. This is a lot less than there was. My whole pants everywhere, all the way down to the bottom, were just coated with those things. And I think they're little seed ticks. So I don't want to get those on me. And so I think they were probably not happy being on my permethrin coated pants anyway. But now I sprayed them with permethrin, and then I had them on my hand, my arms too. They were, you can see it. Let me see it turn around. I'll show you. I got still hanging on to my arms right over here. Oh, buggers. Get out. I can't get far enough away to focus. But anyway, quite a few on my arms. So I sprayed all that with DEET, and then kind of scratched off as many as I could. For some reason, my video went off, and I was just talking away, talking at my little camera, and I looked at it, and it wasn't even on. So anyway, what I was saying is I'm going to average about 25 miles over this weekend, something like that, about 12.5 miles a day for 2 days, which 2 half days of 1 day makes up 2 days. But when I get to the Pacific Crest Trail, I've got to average about 15.5 to 17 miles a day minimum in order to make it through before the snow cuts you out in Washington. Once it starts snowing in Washington, you're pretty much done. So, and that can start as early as, 1st of October. It could even happen in September, but you pretty much got to be done early first week in October, or you're risking not getting done because of the snow. So in order to do that and back it back up and look at all the mileage, which I've done, I'm going to try to start late March, early April, and try to be finished by the first week of October. But that means I'll have to average about 15.5 miles a day. So that's my goal. Anyway, tonight my goal is to get some sleep, get up early tomorrow, not like I did today. I don't have to get up early tomorrow because I don't have that far to walk, but I will. I'll get up early and head on down. I told Pat to pick me up around noon, which should be about right. Anyway, you guys have a great night, and catch you down the trail a little ways. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. I just got started. It's about 7:45, and I just have about 8 miles, I think, over to where the car is. And it's kind of a nice morning. It's a little overcast. It rained just a bit last night. Not enough to even get my tent very wet, but I battened down all the hatches because I thought it was going to. And it turned out it didn't rain that much. I'm hearing some gunshots over to my right off the trail. Sounds like a deer rifle or something, 30-30 or something like that. Last night I heard a couple of 22s. No pain. Got a tiny little start of a blister on my left foot, but I doctored it up a little bit. I think it'll be fine. And this is the upland side of the trail, the mountain side instead of the riverside, as I mentioned. So I think I did all the climbing last night. I think today's going to be mostly, for the most part, downhill. The only animals I saw so far was snake, armadillo, turtle, of course spiders, ants, mosquitoes. That was it. But where I camped yesterday, not last night, but the night before, over on that creek, I saw lots of raccoon or little critters like that. So I know there's plenty of game up here. Right now I'm stopping to get spiders off of me. Well, I mentioned the gunshots over there. It's September 19th, so it's not deer season yet. But I suppose people could just be out shooting. Well, it is Sunday afternoon. I made it back to the point where my wife's going to pick me up, and we coordinated. She should be here in about 15 minutes, I think. And I'll just give you a little recap on the trip. It was a good trail. Remember when I made the choice to go river or upland? So on Friday I went river, and it was less elevation, but it was very overgrown. No markers on the trail hardly, and a few places where I lost the trail and had to use the GPS to find it. And then coming back, I took the upland part of it, and it was much better marked. A lot of trail blazes, and the trail was fine. There was a few trees down and everything, but nothing big. And but it was a lot of elevation change. So it was, if you want to get some cardio, you take the upland route. If you want to test your navigation, go the river route. Anyway, I'll sign off now. I'll catch you later. Bye.